Shall we begin? Shall we begin? Let's begin now. Let's begin now. Let's begin now. Let's begin now.
How about that band? Thank you, thank you. Welcome to another edition of This Week. I'm your host, Sam Stichter. Well, you may have noticed that I'm looking a little bit country tonight. Well, how do I look? Well, you know, reason being, tonight's show, we're going to feature a special musical country guest, who I'm going to tell you about in a little bit, so you have to wait. But now, how about in the world of politics? No one was too surprised that Senator Kamala Harris was picked as Joe Biden's running mate. Well, except for Joe Biden, that is. He was real surprised. Come on, man. You're kidding. When did that happen? That's my Joe Biden impersonation. Hey, have you heard, by the way, that the local Walmarts here in town, the ones on Rickenada Boulevard and Valley, they're going to be hosting drive-in movies in their parking lot. Pretty cool. I would say that you could show up in your pajamas. But let's face it, some of you already do that. Well, folks, we got a great show. Country music star Frank Ray is here. And you're not going to want to miss it. He's going to be performing some of his hit songs. Again, you're not going to want to miss that. And speaking of music, we also have a special woman who is known for bringing the top musical acts to Las Cruces. New Mexico State University legend Barbara Mother Hubbard is here, along with her son Dru Hubbard. Dru has been supplying musical supplies to Las Cruces for many years. And guess what? Dru also has a fabulous band, and we're going to hear about that a little later. So Las Cruces, are you ready for some great entertainment? Well, that's what's in store when we return with more This Week. Stay tuned.
Hi, I'm Ray Bamberg with Here on Earth. I would like to invite you for a free hearing evaluation to our office. We've been here in southern New Mexico for 34 years helping people hear better.
This week. You know, folks, as promised, this is a great musical episode, and later on around the show, we're going to have Frank Ray, but my first two guests are certainly no strangers to the music and entertainment world. Let's welcome Barbara Mother Hubbard and her son Dru Hubbard. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
All right, so let's start off here with Dru. Dru, I know you're carrying on the legacy of your father's business there with Hubbards Music and More. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, sir. So, you know, Pop started the store in 1979, and we carried it on, you know. And it's been a great ride, and awesome store, awesome people, and, you know, Las Cruces is basically one big family to us,
Right.
you know.
for sure. And so you sell musical instruments, and you sell all sorts of things to the community
Correct.
there. And I know you mentioned you also there also have some teachers there as well, musical teachers.
We do drum lessons, bass, guitar, mainly a combo. We do a lot of sound and lighting, and we do installs for churches, schools.
I was just going to say, do you supply stuff to the schools?
Absolutely.
Okay, all right, that's great. And I know you yourself are a musician, right?
Well, I'm a drummer. I'm not a musician. I play drums. Been playing drums since 1976.
Wow. So the music is definitely in your family.
Yes, sir.
And I know you mentioned that you left Las Cruces for a little while and for about 10 years.
I went on the road for 10 years, left in 1984, and moved home in 94.
You need to get him to tell you about the episode with the shooting. So
what
you've got
happened there?
another.
A little run-in with some people that didn't like us in North Carolina. So that's for another time.
That's for another. But that's a story for another day.
Yes.
But so I know your mother here. Why don't you go ahead and introduce who you have with you here?
And this is my mom. This is Barbara, Mom Hubbard. So everybody calls her Mother Hubbard.
That's right. And I was going to say, if you live in Las Cruces, you definitely know Mother Hubbard here. And she has been bringing entertainment to Las Cruces for how long, Mother Hubbard?
Well, I opened the doors in 1968 to the Pan American Center, and we've been rock and rolling ever since.
Almost as long as I've been living. I was born in '67, so a long time. And I know you're very proud of your legacy here, and especially your programs with scholarships. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
I will be happy to, because my students, I've said over and over again, make me look good.
Right.
And that's why we got to put about 19 endowments here at New Mexico State. But we've put scholarships, like for instance, here is James Taylor and the students at Miami University up in Oxford, Ohio. We've set one there. We've set one over at Texas Tech. Wherever we do shows to raise money for scholarships, we leave some at the institution that we're performing with.
So it's not
like
just
for instance,
I'm
here's
sorry.
Garth.
Yeah, that's Garth. Yeah.
Garth did 5 shows in Lubbock for me.
Wow.
Did 5 shows here at New Mexico State for me. You take Mr. George Strait. He's been with us for about 17 shows,
Yeah, a
one
lot
of the
of them,
longest in the building.
Yes.
And George is my honorary chairperson for the amphitheater that I hope to build someday on campus and get started again.
Wow, that would be amazing. You heard it, Las Cruces. That would be something if we could get
Right.
that here. So I'm hoping that's something that will come to fruition for sure.
Well, I do too, because it's something we need.
But like I said, you had a long career. You mentioned to me that you have a relationship with Bob Hope. You have a picture there. And
Well, if it weren't for Bob, and you know how business is, if you can get somebody that's noticeable, such as
legendary.
Mr. Hope,
Yeah.
and come up and start with you, then you've got to climb up. This is a picture of me in Washington, D.C. when we made Bob the Comedian of the Year.
Wow.
And by doing that, we got to bring, and it was so funny, I'd never been in a limo before in my life, and I got to ride out to the airport and pick up Mr. Hope, and through
How
our
exciting.
conversation, he said, "By the way, I need an opening act." And I'm wondering, why do
boy.
you need an opening act? But anyway, I said, "Yes, sir." And he said, "I want you to know that I'm going to bring Gerald and Betty." Well, by bringing Gerald and Betty, that went right over my head. It didn't dawn on me who he was talking about. And then when he got to get out of the car, when we got to the hotel, guess what? He said, "Be sure that you tell security the president's coming." I just dropped everything. I tell you, I couldn't sleep all night long. I did tell security, and the next day when the kids were having lunch there at the conference, guess what? Bob gets up to talk, and then he says, they're all middling, you can hear forks, knives, and everything going. And then he says, "I don't know why you all always ask a comedian to open up the speech that you're going to have later on." He says, "I need an opening act." And then he said, "I want you to meet and greet the President of the United States."
Wow.
And I mean, those kids dropped those forks, those knives. It was quiet, and all of a sudden they were standing on chairs, and Gerald Ford was coming down the platform.
So they had no idea, huh?
Oh, they had no idea.
Wow.
And anyway, he
great.
came up to me, and I got a hold of him. The security generally jumped out of their seat. And I kissed him on the cheek, and I said, "I'm sorry, sir. I'm from Arkansas, and we're all kissing cousins." So anyway, that started my role on the road. And I got to meet such people as John Wayne. I got to go out to his house and do a little bit of research on him. I got him to speak to the students in San Antonio to a big conference. Over 2,000 students come to that.
And then
Here's Kiss that I had fun with. One of my students painted my face when they performed for us for the first time. And we, of course, know exactly, they played, got a makeup date in El Paso, I think. And I'm going to fuss.
I've seen them there a few times myself.
Yeah. But anyway, they've been in our building too first, so that's what counts, the Pan American Center.
And then another group I saw.
Irvin
from El
Azoff
Paso.
and I are good friends, and I say good friends. I got invited when Fry, of course, left us. And
Yes, just recently, right?
yes, it was, and we got to do them in the stadium along with Paul McCartney. And of course, Guns N' Roses and
Wow.
Faith No More. We've done that.
You just seen them all,
One
haven't
of
you?
the
And then this one I know you're very proud of because that
I'm
features
very
one of your
proud of it.
students.
This is Tony Bennett for some of you all that weren't back in those days. But the young lady with me when Tony is one of my students, Becky Mendoza. She is now the manager of JoJo, and JoJo's coming June the 19th.
JoJo Siwa, right? Yeah.
All right, and we're going to do a makeup show. She was supposed to be here in March and didn't make it. And by the way, the makeup shows for our artists coming that Scott Breckner has renegotiated for Pan Am.
Okay.
We've got January the 12th. Jersey Boys should be here if everything works out all right.
Hopefully, yeah.
And then we come down to June the 6th, Rage Against the Machine.
Awesome.
And then the 19th, we have JoJo. And then we've got Luke Combs coming in October 15th. So those are our makeup dates.
2021 should be a really big year for Luke.
Well, we're working on a few more things,
Right.
too. And we're proud to say we're going to get those doors open, we hope.
Yes, ma'am. I hope
very,
so.
very quickly.
Yes. So I know you're also very proud that you were featured not once but twice on the cover of Performance Magazine here. So here's one from a few years ago.
Well, that's when I retired in 1996. If you want to call this retirement.
Right. I was going to say it does not sound like you're retired to me. And then here's a more recent one of yourself and this was from 2018. Beautiful picture there.
Well, I got to give Mike McLean in Dallas, Texas, who does a lot of work for the ACTS program, and we're so glad to have him on the board, and he's been at the house and spent the time with us. So we've enjoyed the company. I hope the boys have, because I've brought in a lot of people.
Drew, what do you think of your mother and how busy she is and all these people that she's met?
Yeah, I mean, I have to go every morning. I bring her the mail.
How do you keep up
And
with
if
her?
she's not there, then I have to go to the calendar to find out where she is. You know? So,
Well, I wish that were so right now, because I'm ready just to jump in the car and drive to Dallas
I'll
for
bet.
something to do.
But Ma Hubbard, can you tell us a little bit about your program here that you have, the
Well,
Hub?
this is one of the latest honors that I've had, and like I told you to begin with, I have been so blessed, not only in this entertainment field, but in my life of teaching. When I first came here to New Mexico State, I taught not only at Las Cruces High, but at Mayfield. And then I moved over, and we got named. The hub is John Huey, president of CAA in Nashville, Tennessee. I met him when he was a young man.
Wow.
Just coming into the business in New York, and he and I have been friends ever since. And every time I go see him, I leave him a piece of chocolate, I leave him a golf ball, A lot of times I've left him a few crosses and some angels just to take care of him, because we're in one of the most, I guess, exciting businesses anybody can think of.
That's for sure.
So I'm proud of this. He named his conference after me, and it's called
That's
the
amazing.
Hub. Now, he does the business part of it. I do the trying to get the students into the entertainment business, either on stage or like Jeff Dunham. Jeff was our #1 hit, and he won it, and he was a volunteer in '82 and won it in '83.
Wow.
So
That's
he
great.
and I have been friends since '83. In fact, we're in his book that he wrote. So that's something new that all of you can go back to Barnes & Noble and sort of buy a copy and let you read that. But we've got so many things here to be thankful for, and people that have been so good to us at the Pan American Center, and so many great students that have made it in the business. So, you know.
Well, I mentioned that later on in the show, we're going to have someone you know really well. Frank Ray's going to be on the show. And
Well, I just made a call to LA and tried to give him a little boost. So,
well, he's going to be heading to Nashville. So, but I know what you're saying. That you're giving.
well, I'll probably have breakfast with him in the next 3 months if we get leveled off with this
Yes.
crazy virus we're fighting.
I'd like to thank you, Andrew, for being on
you.
the show.
Appreciate it.
All right, well, thank you very much. And I'm Sam Stichter. We'll be right back after these messages with This Week.
Attention Medicare customers with diabetes. Now you can stop the painful pricking of your fingers with a continuous glucose monitor, and they're covered by Medicare if you qualify. Call right now for free information.
Welcome back. You know, Las Cruces, it's been really hot out there. So if you're ever around our studios, feel free to stop by Dawn's Pub. You know, that's where all the stars from this show hang out.
It's hot out there.
It sure is.
guys.
Hey, what brings you by?
Well, I heard about the show this week with Sam Stichter.
Never heard of them.
Oh, I've heard of them.
Well, I'm here to play some country music if you guys will have me.
You're a singer?
Great. How about you sing us a song and I'll buy you a beer?
Great. That's what I charge.
Let's hear it.
Speaking of beer, let's see, bartender. See if you know this one. Wasted days and wasted nights I have left for you behind. 'Cause you don't belong to me. Your heart belongs to someone else. Why should I keep loving you when I know that you're not true? And why should I call your name when you're to blame for making me blue? Don't you remember the day that you went away and left me? I was so lonely, prayed for you only, my love. Why should I keep loving you when I know that you're not true? And why should I call your name when you're to blame for making me blue?
Thank you. That's what we needed to cool off.
All right. Guess you really are a singer, huh?
But most days I drink beer.
That's awesome.
All right, I'll drink to that. show. You know, that was great having Barbara Mother Hubbard on the show. She's always a welcome guest here, and she's awesome, right? And speaking of awesome, wow, Scott and I are so excited about my next guest. Ever since I started this show, I've been looking forward to having him on the show, and I know Scott has been buzzing about him all week. He's on a roll. And, you know, ladies and gentlemen, we have Frank Ray on the show. Country Stuff, Frank Ray, here we go. Welcome to the show, Frank.
Hi, how are you, man? Good to be here.
All right,
So there we
good-
go.
good to
Hey,
meet
Scott,
you,
how are
man.
you?
Yes,
weird.
great. Scott is so excited you're here. You can see he's got a smile on his face.
Yeah, that's
as
very
usual.
good, man. It's a good place to start.
So what's going on? I hear a little bit of a rumor that you're heading out of town.
That's it, man. It's not a rumor. It's a fact.
Where are you heading?
And I'm here to put that stuff to rest. We are going to Nashville, Tennessee. My family and I decided that it's time, man. It's time to kind of get out there and chase that neon rainbow and move to Music City, Tennessee. We're country music mecca of the world.
Well, if anybody should be going to Nashville, it's you, my friend.
Well, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate the vote of confidence. You're the first, so thank you.
So, but you've been a Las Cruces, I dare say, legend for many years now. And
Yeah.
so, I mean, Las Cruces is definitely always home, right?
Absolutely, man. And now that you said it, we're going to get T-shirts made. It's going to say Legend. We're going to have those out on the website for $19.95. You can
The Las Cruces
purchase those.
legend.
Yeah, that's very nice. Got a good ring to
There
it.
you go.
You heard it here first, folks.
All right, I'm going to cut on that.
Yeah, man. New Mexico is always going to be my home state, and it's man, it's sort of bittersweet to leave home because I know I'm going to chase bigger
sure.
and better things, but it's difficult to leave. Yeah.
But you have a deal going there. I know you write songs and you have your music, and you're going there to chase your dream, as you said.
Yeah, man. I started on this solo project about 3 years ago, and you never really know what's going to happen. But the best thing that you can hope for is to try to get out there and kind of link up with all the right people. And I was fortunate enough to kind of get in this little circle of some of the best songwriters in the world.
That's great.
Especially coming out of Nashville.
Yes.
And they kind of took me under their wing, and a gentleman by the name of Frank Rogers had a business called Spirit Music Publishing over there, and offered me a publishing deal, so now I get paid to write songs, which is good.
That's the dream, right?
Anybody that's a songwriter out there knows exactly what I'm talking about. To get paid to write songs is a dream come true.
Because you're writing them either way, so they get paid.
Exactly, yeah, exactly. Yeah. And
I hear that.
Yeah, and you always think that your songs are the best thing in the world, right? And then someone now that you're part of this corporate company, they're just like, they're not the best songs in the world. Let's tweak this here, do that here. But that's awesome, man. You get to kind of hone in that craft and really just kind of break off some of that green.
Okay. So I know everybody recognizes you as a country music star, but there may be some people out there that recognize you from another way, say you're in your former life as, believe it or not, Frank was a police officer here in Las Cruces.
Yeah, and it's more believe it or not. Nobody was ever intimidated by this, even with the uniform and everything. They're just like, yeah, I think I'll run from you. But it was a great time, man. I will forever respect law enforcement. They will always be in my heart.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Las Cruces Police Department.
Yes.
They are absolutely amazing. All the men and women in blue. Yeah, man, they are going through a difficult time right now. But hey. It is what it is.
It is what it is. That's
at the end of the day, they protect and serve the
right.
community.
We need them. That's right.
The best that they possibly can, and my hat's off to them, and my heart goes out to them, and I hope that they're staying out there, being safe, and going home every night.
And I know you were known as the singing policeman, the singing cop. So you had a bunch of gigs. And I know you were saying you did the national anthem a few times.
I hate the national anthem. I'm very patriotic. I do. Okay, and I think there's all the singers out there will back me up on it. It is the hardest song to sing. You will, right? Yeah, like
he means it's a song.
Yeah, no.
No, I know.
We love it, but my goodness, people always ask me like, what song makes you nervous? I can go play in front of 2,000 people or whatever and nail our songs. That doesn't bother me. But they say, hey, we need you to do the national anthem.
It's because you
acapella, no music, no band, no one can cover you up. You're just like, oh, I'm gonna ruin this.
And I'm sure it's because you want to do justice.
It's so rhymey.
Yes.
That you're bound to get up what is it, glare? I don't know. Mess it up every single time, man. The first time I did it was in City Hall. I was in full uniform.
Wow.
I think I started with the second verse first, and then ended with the first verse. And people noticed, but they were
just
kind.
A little bit.
They were kind, but that was probably on CLC TV or something like that.
Well, it's probably somewhere.
It's somewhere. Let's hope they never find it.
So speaking of things being on TV,
Yeah.
I understand that you've been on a few TV shows like the Today Show, USA, and on the
man.
USA Network on Real Country.
Yeah, no, I've been fortunate enough to get some national recognition on these, iconic TV shows, iconic networks. USA, NBC have all given me an opportunity to kind of go out there and share my story. Some other notable publications like Rolling Stone magazine.
Wow, that's amazing.
Which is sort of the pinnacle of the music industry,
Yeah, that's
right?
for sure.
But yeah, man, I've been really fortunate to be able to get out there and share my story. The fact that I was a police officer for 10 years of my life, and
Yeah, I'm sure that plays really well.
it does, and the fact that I'm a Hispanic country singer, that also doesn't hurt, man.
No, that's for sure. And I know how well did you do on Real Country? How far did you get on the show?
I did very well, man. I made it to the finale.
Wow.
The finale was taken by a good friend of mine, Jada Dreyer, who's an amazing songwriter out in Nashville as well, and we see each other all the time. And so my hat's off to her. She did an absolutely phenomenal job, and she's been in the industry for quite some time. So,
Yes.
she needed that, and that was really good for her career. And but I was,
Well,
man,
you were in the finals, so good for you.
I learned a lot about television, man. I learned about what you guys are doing here, man. So it's not easy.
And speaking of which, we have a clip of you on USA Network, Real Country. Let's take a look.
This is perfect. Come kiss me one more time. I couldn't dream this up, even if I tried. You and me in this moment feels like magic, don't it? I'm right where I wanna be. But I like it, I love it, I want some more of it. I try so hard, I can't rise above it. Don't know what it is about that little girl's loving, but I like it, I love it, I want some more of it. Go on here one time. Said my mama and daddy tried to teach me.
All right. That was awesome. You did a great job. You should be very proud of yourself.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
I know how to shake it a little bit.
So, and then you were telling me a little bit before the show about YouTube and how you put some videos up there, and you have a great story to tell about some of the views you've had.
Yeah, man. I was actually, one of my biggest influences in country music is Freddie Fender, because for me personally, I felt like Freddie sort of paved the way for us Hispanic artists to be able to go out there and do our thing
For sure.
in country music. And I look at it in a way that I just kind of want to carry that torch for my culture in
awesome.
this genre that I love so much. And so we had been putting a bunch of stuff out there. We've done a lot of stuff with Country Rebel. It's a huge platform on social media, Facebook.
I know Country Rebel.
And so we were out with Country Rebel. They've given us a platform to share a lot of our original music, and it's done great, man. We've gotten like 60, 70, 80,000 views on some videos. It's really good stuff.
Yeah.
We put a cover of Before the Next Teardrop Falls for Freddie Fender out there, and 5 million views like that.
How many?
5 million. Yeah. Yeah, no, it was insane. So it was great to see that respect for an amazing artist. It was also a kick in the nuts for my original stuff. I was just
But you were still pretty proud, though. I'm
messing
No,
around,
I know.
and we're grateful for all the views and all the shares and likes and comments that people will give us on social media.
I'm sure.
But yeah, man, Freddie Fender, it tells you something that people are really kind of craving that in country music.
So I know you have your guitar here, and you're going to be playing some songs for us a little later. But I know you have a little story about your guitar here. Why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about
Sure,
that?
man. This is
You can
Chuck.
hold it if you want.
Most guitars have like a lady's name, right? I don't know, maybe that's because they're curvy or something. That could be it.
I'm sure that has something to do
It
with
has
it.
something to do with it, but now this guitar is a boy, and this one's named Chuck. I was playing out in
Chuck's
Tyler.
got curves too, huh?
They do. That's why they wear them Wranglers. Now I was out in Tyler, Texas, and I was playing a little gig out there. This little like gala or something like that they were putting on, trying to raise some money, and it was really a good thing. I walked in with an old Takamine guitar that had duct tape, like right here, because it had fallen out on the interstate. Excuse me, but it had fallen out on the interstate, but it still worked. So I just kind of taped it together, and I was like, so I get to the gig, and I'm there, and I pull my guitar out, and this.
Hey, you know what they say about duct tape?
Yeah, fixes everything.
all right.
Yeah. So I'm like, I don't think anything of it. But the guy that's hired us to do the show, he's kind of like, all right, hey man, are you in the market for another guitar? And I was just like, actually I am. And I was at the time. I had some money to spend, and I was like, I'm looking for a new guitar. He's like, I got plenty of guitars. I'll bring one tonight. And you can play it, check it out. If you like it, great. And I said, okay, cool. So I did that. He brought over this guitar in this beautiful case. It's not so beautiful anymore because it's been on the road with me. But I get out there, play the guitar. I'm just like, man, this is awesome.
Right.
I would love to take it off your hands. And he says, it's a gift.
Oh,
Take
that's
it.
awesome.
So that guy's name was Chuck Osborne, and therefore this guitar's name is Chuck.
That's how it became Chuck.
Yeah, man. This
Well, you know,
guy's Chuck.
Frank, unfortunately, we are out of time, man. I wish I could have you for the whole show, but you know, it's great having you here. But one good thing, folks, we are going to have Frank here in the next session, and he's going to be singing some songs for us. So stay tuned. We'll be right back after these messages with This Week. Thanks a lot, Frank.
Thanks a lot. Looking forward to it. Thanks for having me.
Attention Medicare customers with diabetes. Now you can stop the painful pricking of your fingers with a continuous glucose monitor, and they're covered by Medicare if you qualify. Call right now for free information.
Hey everybody, this is a brand new song called Stronger Than You that you can only catch right here this week with Sam Stichter. Sure is crowded tonight, the dance floor done filled up. Met a pretty little thing, got a number and a name, but it ain't gonna be enough. Yeah, tonight's gonna be one of those, so go on and set 'em up, Joe. I'm gonna start with a couple of long necks, then I'll move to a bottle of wine. And if that don't hit me, 100 proof whiskey ain't too far behind. Another one more round till I'm down for the count, and there ain't a shot left to shoot. Cause if your memory ain't leaving, then I'm gonna keep drinking till I find something stronger than you. Yeah, it ain't gonna bring you back just cause I go and tie on. Yeah, I know it's over, but sitting here sober ain't getting you closer to gone. Go on and bring that top shelf down. Yeah, there ain't no stopping me now. Hell, they might have to drag me out, but I'm gonna start with a couple of long necks, then I'll move to a bottle of wine. And if that don't hit me, that 100 proof whiskey ain't too far behind. Another one more round till I'm down for the count, and there ain't a shot left to shoot. Cause if your memory ain't leaving, then I'm gonna keep drinking till I find something stronger than you. If you're still here and I've tried them all, this won't be my last call. I'm gonna start with a couple of long necks, then I'll move to a bottle of wine. And if that don't hit me, then 100 proof whiskey ain't too far behind. Another one more round till I'm down for the count, and there ain't a shot left to shoot. Cause if your memory ain't leaving, then I'm gonna keep drinking till I find something stronger than you. Girl, I'm gonna find something stronger than you. Girl, I need to find something stronger everybody, I'm Frank Ray. This is my hit Tequila Mockingbird, and you can catch this song and many more at Amador Live right here in Las Cruces, New Mexico, August 29th. See you there. Yeah, she flies like an angel, and she burns nice and slow. Yeah, her leaves get me buzzing, especially when she's sipping on Patron. Yeah, she's a lime in the Corona, checkered flag in Daytona, cut off 501s and tie-dye t-shirt. Pawn shop record, Sergeant Pepper. She's the salt of the earth. She's my tequila mockingbird. Yeah. Oh, yes, she is. Bella como una isla, sol de la tarde sed. Si me dice te amo, mi cabeza se comienza a enloquecer. Yeah, she's my low tide and my high tide, my umbrella in my mai tai, drop confetti. She's so sexy it hurts. If she's a book, I'm getting hooked. With every page that I turn, she's my tequila mockingbird. Yeah, she flies like an angel, and she burns nice and slow. Yeah, her sweet lips got me buzzing, especially when she's sipping on Patron. She's a lime in the Corona, checkered flag in Daytona, cut off 501s and tie-dye t-shirt. Pawn shop record, Sergeant Pepper. She's the salt of the earth. She's my tequila mockingbird. Yeah, she's my low tide and my high tide, my umbrella in my mai tai, drop confetti. She's so sexy it hurts. If she's a book, I'm getting hooked. With every page that I turn, she's my tequila mockingbird. She's my tequila mockingbird. Yeah. Oh, yes, she is. Sweet, sweet tequila. My tequila mockingbird.
Welcome back. You know, Las Cruces, I'm so excited to have Frank on the show. I asked him to come back right here at the end because one thing we have to mention that we didn't mention during the other segment is Frank is going to be doing his farewell concert. When's that going to be, Frank?
It's going to be August 29th at Amador Live right here in Las Cruces, New Mexico. You can catch those songs and many more, so come on out. It's going to be a great time.
So that's farewell for now, right? You'll be back.
For now. I'll be back.
All right.
Maybe at the Pan American Center next time.
All right, so again, that's Saturday, August 29th at Amador Live. So be sure to call for reservations, and hopefully we'll see you there. And as always, I'm reminding you to make this week your best week. And also, I want to thank my guests tonight, Barbara, Mother Hubbard, New Mexico State legend, and also country music star Frank Ray was in the house. Again, thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you soon.